Good morning, everyone. It's been a while since I did an update. Been busy with vacation and getting the summer going and all kinds of stuff lately, so thought I'd go ahead and give you an update here and show you what I got going on. Okay, first thing I have here is my Carolina Reaper from Heirloom Reviews. Be sure to check out his channel. These have a long growing season, so I don't know that I'm going to get any off of it this year, but I do plan on overwintering this. And I think I saw a few peppers trying to start, but I don't see them anymore. So it's my Carolina Reaper. It's my mini bell pepper. Need to give this guy some food. He's actually done really well on this planter. My wife had some extra flowers, so I put them in there. Don't know if that's helping or hurting or neither, but it does have one pepper on. Got another little one starting down there, so hopefully those will start picking up. Got my raspberries. These all grew up underneath the fence. I actually started them on the other side, and I'm pretty sure the birds have been getting to these. We've eaten some off of it already, but it seemed like one day there were some just about to turn red, the next day they were all gone, and I've seen the robins out here, so I'm pretty sure that they are eating them. Here's the main garden area. Kind of toned it down this year, and I'm doing a lot of squash. Take up a lot of space. Should be a lot less maintenance. I did not mark my tomatoes this year, but I got this one growing here. This might be, it's either a Kellogg's or a Super Steak. Not sure. We'll find out when that guy ripens. Along the front here I have red potatoes, and they're not growing nearly as big as the white potatoes. And I did find some potato beetles the other day and was not happy about that, but I hand-picked them and they seem to be doing good now. And I have Morning Glory popping up. I let it go to seed a couple years ago and it's coming up everywhere. So anyway, not all the potatoes made it. I think the weeds killed some, probably the potato beetles killed some, not really sure. The white potatoes, told these would go to flower and then die, but I haven't seen many flowers at all growing on any of them. The white potato did get bigger, and I know I'm supposed to cover these, but you can actually see some potatoes. And when I weeded it, some of the potatoes popped out. I can see that one's turning green, which I know you're not supposed to eat at that point. And looks like some tomato decided to grow up in between it. Okay. So anyway, that's the white potatoes go all the way down to here, and the red potatoes down to there. I did have what appears to be a butternut squash pop up as a volunteer, so I'll just let that go. I imagine these potatoes don't have too much longer left. I think I planted them in March. They were just some white and red potatoes that had started to sprout in our kitchen, so I said, what the heck. I've always wanted to grow potatoes and threw them out here. This is another one that had the potato beetle. This is the main one, and it's actually come back pretty well. So I know there are some potatoes down there because when I weeded, a little one popped out. I can't wait to get those. That one's not doing too good. This is the one that had gone to flower, and now I don't really see any flowers anywhere. But I'm expecting to find a ton of potatoes down there. And here's another tomato plant. I think something is eating the tomatoes off because this had a bunch of tomatoes on it and something ate them. We got one right there. That's still growing. Got some brown spots. Hopefully that's not going to be blight or anything that kills off the plant. Another tomato plant here. This one might be Super Steak, or it's going to be Kellogg's again. The only varieties I planted this year were Kellogg's, Super Steak, Cherry, and I think I have a paste tomato somewhere. Then I do have some that have just popped up wild. Okay, this is an example of it doesn't pay to get stuff out too early. This pepper plant I put out real early just because I could. Looks like it has a tomato plant growing in it now. And they haven't grown in probably a month. Whereas the other one over there, I probably planted a month later, and it's obviously doing so much better. Here's my kale. It did very well. And then we went on vacation on June 3rd and came back. It didn't rain the entire time we were gone. It got hot and then cold, and it's just stopped growing. So, not sure what I should do with that. Pull it all out, put something else in. Some volunteer lettuce has started growing in there, and that's gone to seed now. Flowers should be opening soon. Okay, this is some new dirt I had put down for this year, and not really sure what I'm going to do. And over, this is the other end of the main garden area, so we'll go over there that next. Okay, now this one I moved some dirt and decided just to throw it back here to build up this part of the garden, and I'm planning on making this probably an herb and lettuce and that kind of garden because it doesn't get sun all day. So this year I put in some squash and some cucumbers, and sadly I've already had some powdery mildew on this. Here's one of the leaves there. I threw them out. Hopefully that'll help. They actually, I don't see any powdery mildew on it right now, which is really nice. Okay, this one is the crookneck, I think, the open flower, and it's got one on it growing there. Another one back here, same variety. That one there probably didn't get pollinated, so I'd imagine it'll fall off. This one has a nice sized one on it. That got pollinated, it's growing. Hopefully, give that a few more days and should be eating that. Another one coming on there. Another one there. Another one there. And these appear to be cucumbers. See, I didn't mark anything this year. Lots of flowers. But I think this one might have some cucumbers on it. Yeah, that one has one, two. Those are really the only cucumbers I have so far. But plants aren't looking bad. Threw some green onion seed in here, but I don't really expect them to grow. I didn't do enough prep work this year. I'll change that for next year and try to do a lot better. Okay, this is another cucumber, and it's actually growing pretty well, but I'm not finding any cucumbers on them yet. But I'd expect it to put a whole bunch of cucumbers on once it starts. I also had a couple volunteer tomato plants come up. No idea what they are, but based on the flowers that are starting, I don't expect them to be very big. Of course, they're all falling off. Not sure why. Okay. Some more squash around here. I think this is mostly the green squash zucchini. I did pick one this morning, but it's really all that's been growing on it. Got lots of flowers. That one looks like it's getting ready to get started there. Really looking forward to this. We love our zucchini. Got a good sized one back there. Looks like it must have got pollinated. Got a couple more days. This is the plant I pulled one off of this morning. Don't think that one's going to grow. It's been that size for a day or two. Down there it looks pretty good. Looks like it'll grow. And I'm sure these will be dead within a few weeks from the squash vine borer. I've never grown zucchini without having a squash vine borer. There's a wild basil that popped up. We don't use basil, so not sure what I'm going to do with it. This is the cabbage my son brought home from school. And as you can see, the cabbage looper worm, whatever it's called, has feasted on it. It does have a cabbage head on it, so maybe we'll get something off of it. Another tomato plant. Not sure. I think this one might be the one, the cherry. Yeah. Okay. And on this part of the garden, on the back side, I put weed eater down, but this side has nothing on it, so I've actually been taking a weed eater every now and then and going to town on it. So, it's not the best way to do it, but it's working for now. This is my cantaloupe, and nothing is I have nothing on it yet, just a bunch of male flowers. Haven't found a female one yet, so can't wait for those to grow. Cantaloupe is one of those things that are so much better from the garden and from the store. You can never get them fully ripe in a store. This is the butternut squash. I'm pretty sure there's no flowers on it yet. Yep, nothing's opened yet. It's another butternut. Okay, these two are the Green Hubbard from Babette. And they're doing really well. I'm not really sure how these grow, what I'm supposed to do with them. Just letting them go for now. They grew into like a bush, and now they're sending off a runner. Both of them. They both sent off a runner. They've had a lot of squash grow on it, which has made me happy. But not all of them are getting pollinated, so a lot of them are falling off. I should have eaten these flowers, but I haven't been. And over here, I know this one definitely got pollinated because it's got a big old squash on it. So, excited to see that. Give it a try when it's ready. Not sure how you tell when it's ready, so Babette, if you watch, let me know. I think this one has more. This one puts on a lot of squash. Most of them drop off. So, kind of excited for those. Figured out my onion seeds. I guess this is what they look like when they first come out. And then they kind of get to this. And then when they start drying out like that, the flower will open up. And then they'll start falling out. So probably give those to another couple days and pick them off. And start shaking them into a bag or something. And the rest of my raspberries, or my bird food, however you want to look at it. I have to cut out all the old canes. Haven't done that yet. So once I get this round of raspberries, I'll cut out all the ones from last year and the years before. Pretty easy to tell by the leaf color which is which. Getting some raspberries. Picked a whole bowl full the other day before the birds started eating them. This one there. Got some back there. So anyway, raspberries are doing well. Peas are done for the year. While we were on vacation, they pretty much all matured. So I got no peas this year, hardly any. Just a few before we left and a few when we got back. That was about it. But I did leave a bunch on to go to seed. So the ones that were way ripe, I just left on and give them about another week or two and try to get the seeds off of them. My eggplant has done very well here my first 2 years, or 3 years, however long I've been here. And this year's, the flea beetles, I mean, they go to town on them, but if you just hand pick them every now and then, the plant will put up with it. I do have this one here. I should probably be picking today. And this plant here, even though it's not big enough to have one, has one on it. So, here are my carrots. Funny thing with the carrots, I know it looks like there's a lot of grass growing in there, but the cleaner you keep the carrots, the more the deer eat them. So I don't know what I have under there. I don't know if the grass is stopping them from growing or what, but they were kind of taller, and then I tried to get some of the grass out and the deer just went to town on it. So I don't know, that'll be a surprise when we dig that up. Here's my radish forest that I let go to seed. These are so easy to save the seeds, and as Babette said in her videos, you can eat the flowers and the pods, so I've been doing that. And then I also saved the pods, but lately I believe the deer have been visiting and eating a ton of my pods off of here. I mean, I got like no pods on a lot of them. Kind of aggravating. But I do have plenty of ones that did go to seed, so once they dry, I mean, you used to get tons of pods on just one radish if you let it go to seed. And you never have to buy radish seeds again. So, a ton of those. Kind of excited for that. This is my pepper area, the least I've ever grown. Had bunch of weeds on it, so I went up to the pine tree back there and threw all its needles back here, and hopefully that'll help. I know it won't stop all the weeds from getting through, but hopefully it'll make it easier to take care of. Hey, as far as the varieties I'm growing, I have Jimmy Nardello and an habanero from Heirloom Reviews. I have jalapeno, mini bell pepper, Hungarian hot wax. I think that's it. Did not grow the cayenne pepper this year, which I'll probably regret. I got some that are probably ready to pick. I could pick, oh, that stinks. It's got a rotten end. Got that, I'll just pick that now. Okay. Not sure what variety this is. Like I said, I didn't mark anything this year. It's all going to be a surprise. This looks to be a mini bell pepper. One on it, one down there. This one's obviously jalapeno. Got a little batch on here I should probably pick off. This is the Jimmy Nardello. And it's got a big old pepper on it already. Look at the size of that thing. Kind of excited about that. And these three, I believe, maybe even four, are the habanero. No peppers on it yet. Looks like it's starting to get some just starting. So hopefully start getting some of those soon. This one's just not growing. This is another Nardello. The big old pepper on it back here. And that, I believe, is a mini bell pepper. And that one, I have no idea. Okay, some more pods here with the radishes. As you can see, you just get tons of pods. Tons and tons of pods. Okay, didn't grow anything here this year. Still have this asparagus, the one, actually I think I did find another asparagus plant in here. I got this one here. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Don't know where that came from. It's a seed that sprouted late. Hey, this is supposed to be my squash, cantaloupe, etc. And for some reason it's not growing as well as in years past. I mean, this used to do really well. This tomato plant's been the same size. I'm sure it has to do with some of the weeds. This, I believe, is a cucumber. It's been like that for a while. Squash plant, just not doing anything. Pepper plant here, a bunch of peppers starting. That's another squash plant, I believe. And that, I'm guessing, is cucumber. And this cantaloupe is finally starting to grow a little bit, but I mean, it's still small. Nothing like the other side. Pepper plant here. This tomato plant's not doing too shabby back here. Don't know what variety it is, but it's got a couple of good looking tomatoes on it. Another squash variety here. Another cantaloupe there, it's starting to take off some, so hopefully he'll do well. Volunteer tomato plant I'm going to let go. These were little red cherry tomatoes, a little bigger than a cherry tomato. So hopefully that will do well. It's another squash with a bunch of flowers or something getting ready to go. And then another pathetic looking cantaloupe. Another squash. Another cantaloupe. A really bad looking squash. And I did throw in a eggplant back here, but I'm not expecting much. So anyway, that's what I got going on right now. Hopefully I can do more updates and trying to catch up on everybody's videos. Did a lot of that yesterday. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I can show you more about anything or let you know what's going on. Or if you have any comments, questions, be sure to like and subscribe. And happy growing to everyone. Thanks.